Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about a really important topic which really transformed my journey, my transformation coming from Pakistan to Barcelona, and this skill is really important for you. So stay tuned and watch till the end that how you can develop this skill in yourself. So just picture this, that Barcelona, a beautiful city, a touristic city with a lot of people from different parts of world living together. So this is really an important and ideal picture for any extroverted person. But for me, it was really overwhelming when I came to Barcelona first. But somehow I developed this skill, and this helped me a lot to live here, to communicate with the people, to make friends from different parts of world. And this was the skill of adaptability. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about adaptability, how you can develop this skill in yourself, because I know that when I came here, I didn't know that I was practicing adaptability unconsciously, unwillingly, unintentionally. But when I reflect back to this year which I passed in Barcelona, I really think that this was the power of adaptability which helped me to grow in Barcelona, to make friends, to communicate with so many people from different parts of the world. So imagine yourself in classroom where you are surrounded by students from America, Brazil, Mexico, Bangladesh, India, Ethiopia, Nigeria, and different parts of the world. Not only the students, but also the teachers are from different countries like Spain, Portugal, and Italy. So this diversity was really a challenging thing for a newcomer who is coming firstly to any European country. And now let me tell you that my program was really intense. It had 33 subjects with 33 different teachers. Their way of teaching was different from each other. Their way of communication, their favorite topics, everything was really different. For those who can relate more to me, that I count myself on more introverted side. So I'm not the one who get easily dive into some new situations or open up to the new things. But here is the thing which I realized early on, that adaptability is not the thing which you have to learn. And adaptability doesn't mean that you have to change yourself. It is just about accepting, respecting the diversity which comes around you. It is about recognizing the positives of diversity and differences between you and other cultures, and how to utilize these differences for your effective growth. So without even realizing, I was practicing adaptability in many situations, many ways, which was not even known to me that I was practicing this thing. For example, when I reflect back, I found myself that I was paying close attention to every professor's way of teaching, not in a calculated or strategic way, but just as a natural response of the situation where I was in. Some teachers were all about discussions, some were about presentation, some had to take the verbal exam, some have to take the written exam. So everyone had their own choices of exam, and you cannot get good grades by applying all same things to every single teacher. You have to adapt to the situation, you have to adapt to their way of teaching, and then you have to perform accordingly in your exams or your class participation. For example, in every lecture, I realized that every teacher has one specific part of the lecture which they really like, and about that topic they really like to talk about. So this was a really important thing for me, because then I needed to focus on that particular part of the subject during my exam and evaluation, because this was a part of their lecture which they really want to discuss and which they really want to hear, because you could see in their eyes their way of shifting the energy levels during the lecture towards that specific topic. So this really helped me to tune my efforts to that specific topic so that I can go into that direction which they really like. And this is how I got good grades in many of my exams. And it was not just ticking the right boxes, it was making a connection, a sincere connection with the likings of the professor on the specific topics, and molding yourself into that topic. And another thing is that this is not all about grades. You are not there to make good grades and that's it. This is beyond the grades. You have to make deeper connections, and you have to engage with that specific topic and material sincerely, so that you can make benefits out of that topic in your future. And there is another thing, that adaptability is not just about communicating inside the classroom. And I quickly realized that this is not just about making connections inside the classroom. You have to really go out of your comfort zone. You have to talk to many different people, and not just about yourself, because when you talk about yourself and when you just like talking about yourself, your likings, dislikings, there will be a time when people will start hating you. And literally this happens, and I saw the practical examples of this scenario. So do not do this mistake. Sincerely put efforts towards the people, towards their stories, and appreciate their stories and their participation in the society. So I made a conscious effort to embrace the diversity around me. I started listening more and talking less. I started taking interest in the perspective of how they think, how they live their lives in their respective countries. Once I started celebrating the difference between us, the life was really easier in Barcelona, and I was really enjoying my time here in Barcelona. So this was really a transforming thing. We built the connections not only by focusing on the differences, but also respecting and learning from them. We found so many common grounds in our shared experiences, out of which we made a connection which is called friendship. And looking back, adaptability is not just a skill which I was practicing. It was really a mindset which I developed over the time. I learned acceptance, patience, and living inside the environment which we are currently present. And you know what is really cool? It never forced me to change myself. It just taught me how to be open towards the world in which I am living, how to see the perspective of others, and how to develop the perspective of yourself if you are on the wrong side. And adaptability is not just about the academic or social situations. It is more about a cultural sensitivity. When you are in a multicultural environment like Erasmus Mundus, you are constantly encountering different customs, different traditions, cultures, and let's not forget about breaking stereotypes. Because when you come to any society, you have some thoughts premeditated in your mind. You have the perception about this society, but this thing really hinders you from growing and knowing the real perspective of the world. Because when you adapt to a new situation, you start seeing people as an individual rather than a specific representation of any society. So you start embracing their individuality, and this really helps you build connections. And adaptability also plays a huge role in balancing the roles which you are currently living inside a country or a society, because maintaining the real challenges of any academic situation like Erasmus Mundus, like me, and also balancing the social roles of yourself with your friends, with your teachers, with your landlord, or anyone in the society, it is not that easy. Learning to manage your time, setting your priorities, and finding that balance in such situations, and learning to find that balance is the key to thriving in such intense environment. So here is what I want to leave you with. The first thing is, adaptability is not changing yourself or losing yourself. It is about finding new ways to connect, to learn, and grow. The next time you face something new, something unidentified, do not shy away from it. Embrace it, learn from it, observe it, and then adopt it. You might be really surprised at how you will grow eventually. And if you found any value from this story, just subscribe and like this video, because this really helps me and motivate me to make more good content. And until next time, keep growing and keep embracing the changes around you.